but it wouldn't be. I mean, it is true actually, and encouraging that Ottawa has taken some steps as far as I know. No, I mean, civil society organizations were actually asking for Canada not to participate in the segments of the G20 meetings that are being hosted by India this year, that had taken place in Jammu and Kashmir area. There were kind of lots of calls for that, but I mean, on the other hand, it's been encouraging to see that Minister Ng and others talk about the importance of raising human rights issues in India when it comes to bilateral trade relationships. We also think that this is, I mean, I'm saying we, but I think, it's important to take a look at some of the other calls from Canadian civil society groups that represent kind of this perspective and these critical perspectives when it comes to the treatment of minorities in India. And particularly, I mean, there's been highlights by, let's say, the National Council of Canadian Muslims about some of the rhetoric coming from BJP officials that basically, if not border on the genocidal, then are actually, explicitly genocidal. And in places, for instance, like Uttar Pradesh, the chief minister there, which is basically like a governor, the person running that, the BJP official running that area, has engaged in bulldozing of people's houses, people who are activists and people who are critical of BJP policies. Him and other people, NCCM have just outright called for the banning of these people from ever coming into Canada or from ever doing business with Canadian financial institutions and various other institutions here in Canada. So I think there's a lot of stuff there, but it takes our lawmakers, our policymakers to actually listen and to actually take a look at what their constituents in this case are saying, that amount to a correct response in this case.